Hey everyone, it's Matt here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over the top 5 real estate books that I've read. I'll also give a 6th bonus one, which is just the one that I'm reading now. As you guys know, when it comes to real estate investing, it's extremely important that you do your due diligence, you build that foundation of education before you get started in real estate. So these are some of the books that I've read and reread along the way that have really helped a lot with my real estate investing career. So I'm going to kind of go from the very first one that I read that really hit home. It's more of a Canadian-based book, and then I'm also going to throw in a couple of US-based books too, just so we can get a nice mixture for everyone out there, because I know I have viewers in Canada and viewers in the US, so I want to have at least a book from each place. So the best thing is that most of the fundamentals of real estate, like the really foundational stuff, really is applicable whether you're investing in Canada or the US or in Europe. Such things as doing your due diligence, making sure you're finding a good property in a good location, like all of that stuff really holds true everywhere. So that's why some of these books, even if you're not in Canada or the US, you can still use that foundational knowledge to help with your real estate investing wherever you are. So the first book I'm going to mention today, it's a Canadian-based book. I'm Canadian, so obviously it was really important to me to read this one. But it's called Real Estate Investing in Canada, and it's by an author named Don Campbell, who's written quite a few books in his time about Canadian real estate investing. So this is if you're in Canada and you're looking to invest in real estate, like this is a fantastic book to read for the first time. I've given this book to Nicole, to a bunch of my friends, to family as sort of their first start to, okay, they know I invest in real estate, they want to know more about it. It's like, here, read this book, learn a little bit about it, and then come back to me with any questions that you have, because it really just breaks down really step by step everything that you need to know about getting into your first real estate investing property. The good thing with this book too is it's sort of written in a story format as opposed to necessarily just like a textbook, really, boring. It's got a nice story, so it really flows well. So some of the stuff that I really liked about this book is one of the important things that it looks at is your why. So why are you investing in real estate? Like, why is it important to you? What do you want in life? What's your future going to look like? It really gets you to look at yourself and sort of break down, okay, like, why am I doing this? What's the point? Because as it points out in the book, when you have your why, you know what you're working towards. It makes things a lot easier because not every day is going to be great. So on those tough days, when you have your big picture and your why, it really helps you keep moving on. So that's one thing I really liked about this book. It really helped us to paint our picture of what we're looking for in the future. Another great thing about this book is it does have some really good checklists on what to look for in a good property, what to look for in a good town or city to invest in. So it comes in really handy to have a checklist so you can just go over it every time you're going over the numbers for a property. Another thing I like about this book is it does have some great tips on creative financing and things that you can do to get your first rental property. So definitely a good read. Highly recommend you read this book. So the second book I have is the book on rental property investing. This one is American based. It is just like the first book, a great foundational book with everything that you need to know to get into your first investment property. So this book is published by Bigger Pockets, which is actually a fantastic online resource if you're looking for information about real estate investing, side hustles, all that fun stuff. So if you go to biggerpockets.com, you'll find a ton of amazing real estate investing knowledge on there, some great forums, good people to meet on there. So I highly recommend not only reading this book, but also going and checking out the Bigger Pockets website for some great articles. They also have a podcast, which I listen to every day, which is a great resource as well if you're looking for real estate investment focused podcast. So just like the first book, this has an awesome foundation of all the information that you need when getting into your first rental property. Really breaks down for you step by step what you need to know and what you need to do when you're first looking for the property, putting an offer in, how to negotiate a deal, how to build your power team full of your real estate agents, mortgage brokers, lawyers. So a fantastic resource for all the Americans out there. And even for me, I've read this before too, because even though I'm Canadian, there's some great information in there. And like I said, all that foundational stuff can apply here, there, anywhere. If you are American, I would probably recommend reading this book first. It basically walks you through step by step how to get your first rental property, how to see if a property is good, how to put in an offer, how to negotiate deals, how to build your power team, your mortgage brokers, lawyers, real estate agents. It also tells you the application process and like the steps that you have to go through to get your financing in order. So like a really good book if you are just getting into real estate to really build that foundational knowledge, which you'll need, and it's going to come in handy in the future. So book number 3 is a book about the BRRRR strategy, which some of you may or may not have heard about. It's, you'll see it a lot on YouTube. You'll see it in articles. Basically, it's the buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat strategies. So it's all about a strategy that sort of takes the good parts of a fix and flip and the good parts of a buy and hold and kind of puts them together. So instead of doing a fix and a flip, what you're doing in this strategy is you're buying a property that needs a bit of work, negotiating a good deal. You're rehabbing it, so putting it back up to like its highest value that you can through your renovations. And then after that, if you were a flipper, you would normally sell it, take your cash, move on to the next deal. But with this strategy, it's more about that long-term wealth. So in this one, instead of flipping it and selling it, what you actually do is you turn around, you put a renter into it, then you refinance it at a bank for some traditional financing, and then you keep it in your portfolio. So now you're building that long-term wealth. And then because you've done the refinance, if everything works well, you pull all that capital out that you put in when you bought the home, and you use that to repeat, which is the last R in the BRRRR strategy. You use that money to repeat and do the same thing again. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again and growing your portfolio full of really good, fully renovated homes that have great tenants in it. Book number 4, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. The reason I like this, the title, because I want to be a millionaire, but really it's just a really good book. Has a lot of great charts and graphs that really, it's a little bit more advanced than say the first two that I talked about that kind of just talk about a lot of the foundational stuff. This has that information in it as well, but it does a lot deeper of a dive and really goes into if you want to make $1 million a year on passive income, like what do you actually need to make per year to do that? So it really kind of gives you some great formulas, great charts, great graphs, a lot of things to help you really break down your business in more of a deep dive, which is really good and comes in handy. So one thing I really like about this book is it breaks down in 4 sort of stages on how to become a millionaire investor. My favorite part is the final tip, the final sort of section on how to become a millionaire real estate investor, and it's about how to receive $1 million in cash flow from your real estate investments. And it kind of breaks down to you, okay, what do you actually need to do? What do you need to make a year pre-tax? Like how many properties might that be to actually receive $1 million of cash flow from your real estate portfolio? So, I mean, not everyone wants to get to that point, of course. It takes a lot of hard work, but it just at least gives you a bit of a foundation, a bit of inspiration on like what you can do and how you could get there if that was your goal. And another part that I really like about this book is at the very end, they have a bunch of success stories. And I don't know about you, but I always love reading success stories. It always motivates and inspires me when I see other people doing stuff that I wanted to do, but I didn't think maybe it was possible. Then I read some stories of people who are making it happen. I'm like, okay, well, if they did it, I can do it. So that's another great part about this book that I really like was the success stories. So take a look at this book if you're really looking to grow your portfolio to a new level. And if you just want some great success stories to read, maybe to get some inspiration, you can find that in here too. So the 5th book on my list here is called The Canadian Real Estate Action Plan. So this book, it's obviously Canadian based a little bit, but I think the information in it you can use whether you're here in the States or anywhere else, because it's not really about the investing side of things. It's not about how you buy a property, where to buy a property, and all that. It's really more about the planning side of things. So I think it's extremely important that you know where you're headed and why you're headed there. So this book does a great job of making you think about, okay, like what's your goal? You want to make $10,000 a month in income from your real estate? Well, what do you actually need to do to get that? How many properties do you need to do based on how much cash flow each property is going to accumulate each month? So it really does a great job of helping you look at the big picture, what your big goal is, and then breaking it down and creating a plan to be like, okay, well, if I want $10,000 a month in passive income from my real estate, I need to get 30 properties, each property making $100 a month in cash flow. So it really does a great job of that, which I think is extremely important if you're looking to, if you're looking to just do 1 or 2 properties, maybe it's not the most important book for you, but if you're looking to scale and sort of build a bigger real estate business, and it's extremely important that you have those goals in mind and understand what you're working towards and how you're going to get there, because it just makes everything a whole lot easier instead of just purchasing whatever property you can find, even if it doesn't bring you closer to your goal. So great book. So one of the best things I like about this book is it has a lot of activities in the book right there for you as you're reading it. You can write down and break down like what your goal is, what you're looking for, and how you're going to get to that goal that you have in the future. So highly recommend this book. It's a great book for planning, so make sure you do that. And the last book, the 6th book, the last book, it's just the book I'm currently reading now, so it's not on my top 5. But I just started reading it now. It's the book on flipping houses. I haven't really flipped houses yet, It's something that I'm kind of inspired to want to do. So I figured, why not read a book about it? So there you have it. Those are the 5 main books that really have helped bring my real estate career to where it is. Some great foundational books, some books on planning, which, as I've said already 10 times in this video, is extremely important to your investing career. So I highly recommend you pick up at least 1 or 2 of these books and give it a read. I think it's going to make a huge difference in your investing career, especially if you're just getting started. It's extremely important to get that education behind you because it'll give you the confidence that you need to make your first purchase. I'm going to leave all the links down below for these books, so make sure you check a few out. And if you've read any other books that you think I might enjoy, like, leave some comments down below and let me know some great books out there, because I'm always looking to read and pick up new books, and kind of a nerd that way. I just like to read and educate myself. And as always, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss out on future content. Leave me any comments down below and I'll be sure to answer you down there, and I'll see you next week.